Voters do not agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should seek immediate help.
This is why, of course, she's on The View and not working for the most powerful man in the world, because Karoline would wipe the floor with you bitter banshees any day.
Joe Biden knows how to do this. Yes. He knows how to do this. He's quite good at this. And you know, you can't refute anything with him because he just, when I say
rambles,
Trump.
Yeah.
He tends to just.
But can I mention one thing?
Voters do not agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should seek immediate help. This is why, of course, she's on The View and not working for the most powerful man in the world, because Karoline would wipe the floor with you bitter banshees any day. Joe Biden knows how to do this. Yes, he knows how to do this. He's quite good at this. And, you know, you can't refute anything with him because he just, when I say him, I mean, he rambles Trump. He tends to just, but can I mention one thing? Just days ago, we showed you the heated face-off between the new White House press secretary, Karoline Leavitt, and Whoopi Goldberg. But what we didn't show you, the full uncensored drama, the gasps, the eye rolls, and those wild caught-on-camera reactions that had viewers frozen in place. So, buckle up because what's coming next will have your jaw on the floor. I too am a working mom and always have been. I've been a professional woman since I graduated from college or law school. But now there's, I think, a good thing which is like the restoration of valuing so-called traditional, moms, and that's great. The women who take care of their kids full-time, most of my best friends are doing exactly that. But it seems like in the right, there's like a bit of a shift toward like you can't do what Karoline's doing. That's actually like an unsafe or a dangerous or a bad choice for families, for children, which I reject wholesale, but you hear it more and more. Yeah. What do you hear that? And what do you think of it? Now, the moment Karoline clapped back on live TV, the so-called woke mob did what they always do. They snapped like clockwork. They jumped online, claws out, trying to drag her through the digital mud. And all because she dared to go head-to-head with Whoopi, the self-declared queen of progressive Hollywood. But here's where it gets messy. Instead of attacking her facts, her policies, or even her tone, they went after her motherhood. Yep. In 2025, they pulled out a 1950s playbook and asked why a woman with a 7-month-old baby was even working. That's the brilliant counterattack from the internet's outrage army. Not she's wrong, but why isn't she at home? No data, no receipts, just straight-up mom-shaming from people who claim to stand for choice, freedom, and progress. And all because Karoline outsmarted Whoopi. Live and unfiltered. Oh, the irony. The same internet crowd that yells, "Women can do it all," suddenly slammed the brakes. But only when this woman did it on her own terms. Apparently, if you dare to outshine a daytime talk show host, you're supposed to crawl back home, whip up some cookies, and rethink your entire existence. That's not empowerment. That's pure hypocrisy dressed in hashtags. And let's be real, Karoline Leavitt wasn't spouting anything crazy. She was making valid, grounded points. So, why is the mob coming after a hardworking mother just trying to do her job? What happened to supporting women who actually work? Now watch this. Karoline doesn't just respond. She obliterates the outrage with calm confidence like she's swatting a mosquito with a gold-plated sledgehammer. No drama, no yelling, just facts. She lays it out. Yes, you can be a mom and have a career. You don't have to sacrifice your identity for either. Wild concept, huh? Someone alert the internet. Common sense still exists. But here's the twist. She doesn't stop there. Karoline goes off script. She openly embraces traditional values and keeps it real. Juggling motherhood and a high-profile job is hard. I would reject that it's a bad choice. Is it a tough choice? Absolutely. As a mother, you want to be with your child 24/7. You have that maternal instinct. 27. Not all the time. Well, right now, yes, 'cause he's 7 months and just squishy and lovable, but I'm sure that will change. No, but you do have that maternal instinct, but also recognizing like I'm doing this work for my son and for all children to make this country better, and it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Honestly, Karoline is making some solid points, and I have no idea why people are hating on a hardworking mother in the first place. Let's see what she has to say next. It's also it's temporary, right? In 4 years, my son will be 4 years old and the president will no longer be at the White House, and then I'll move on and do something else. But, this chaos of 24/7 work is a temporary matter. And that's what at least I tell myself to get through these very long and hard days. But I would reject that you can't be a good mom and be good at your job. I think you can do both. It's not for everybody. And it takes a lot of work and will and faith and prayer. And it's hard, but it can be done. And I would reject that. And here's the kicker. She admits not every woman is built for it. A woman saying out loud, "My path isn't for everyone." Cue the virtual gasps. Forget the tired chant of, "You can have it all or you failed feminism." Karoline Leavitt flips that entire mindset on its head. Instead of pairing slogans, she drops real wisdom. With calm confidence, she reminds everyone that women who choose to be full-time moms aren't stepping backward. They're stepping into one of the most important roles out there. Raising the next generation, that's not weakness, that's power. She doesn't just win this debate. She exposes it, strips it bare. Karoline shows that for all their flashy slogans and so-called empowerment, the same people screaming equality are the first to mock mothers who choose a different path. What's that smell? Oh, just pure performative feminism mixed with some old-school mom shaming. But just when you think the internet warriors can't go lower, boom, they dig up a fresh bottom. Out of nowhere, they hit full conspiracy mode. Yes, the same crowd that lectures everyone about science, facts, and logic has tossed out the evidence and gone full tinfoil hat. Now, they're not just angry, they're inventing wild theories like some basement-level internet forum. Get ready because their next claim, it's so out there it'll have you wondering if they're auditioning for a late-night parody skit. I mean, I got to ask you because they said it. Are you aware of any plots from Elon Musk to push President Trump down the stairs? Absolutely not. Let me be unequivocally clear about that. And watching this clip, I couldn't help but think how ironic that Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists. But they have been wrong about everything they have said over the last couple of years. They liken President Trump to they have mocked him. They have shamed him. They have lied about him consistently on their show. And it was a joy to watch them on November the 6th when they realized that tens of millions of Americans do not listen to the lies that they have spewed. These women are completely out of touch with reality. Believe it or not, folks, the latest claim making the rounds is that Elon Musk, the man busy launching rockets into space and flipping the auto industry upside down, is secretly plotting to take down Donald Trump by pushing him down the stairs. Yes, seriously. Because apparently when you're a billionaire genius, you ditch the strategy and go straight for schoolyard pranks. And guess who's pushing this wild idea? None other than the ladies of The View. Acting like their morning coffee table talk has turned into a full-blown government investigation. All because Karoline Leavitt dared to outsmart their beloved Whoopi Goldberg. Now they're out for revenge, and they've set their sights on Trump and Elon Musk too. It's the kind of thing you'd expect in a political comedy. But no, this is real. But Leavitt, she wasn't having it. She fired back hard, calmly, but firmly, shutting down the nonsense with logic that hit like a brick wall. Her response was so clear, so sharp, it left the conspiracy crowd fumbling for their next desperate theory. And Whoopi, instead of facing Leavitt directly, she took the safer route, throwing shade from a distance. Because even she knows that stepping into a one-on-one with Karoline is like walking into a buzzsaw with a blindfold. It's not a fight, it's a guaranteed wipeout. A lot of women are preparing themselves for the impact of the incoming administration, which has led to this growing mantra from male right-wing ins. Your body, my choice. Say that to my face. Whoopi Goldberg didn't go head-to-head with Karoline Leavitt. Instead, she took a detour and launched her next attack on Donald Trump. But what came next? It shocked even longtime viewers. Live on national television after saying Trump's name, Goldberg spat. Yes, spat like a cartoon villain who just tasted bitter defeat. Real classy, right? Because nothing says serious political discussion like literally spitting mid-sentence. But Leavitt, she wasn't about to let that slide. She clapped back, sharp, clear, and absolutely brutal. With the calm precision of a surgeon and the strength of a freight train, She said what everyone was thinking. This is what passes for debate now. When there are no facts to lean on, Goldberg goes full playground mode. Leavitt added, imagine being so rattled by one man's name that you start spitting like a toddler who hates broccoli. And honestly, she had a point. It wasn't defiance. It was desperation, and it looked bad. Leavitt didn't hold back. She called out the double standards loud and clear. You must have really wrestled with how you were going to meet the high bar set by Karine Jean-Pierre. Was that sorry? Was that out loud? No, she was terrible. I mean, come on. Yeah. So, how has your approach different, would you say? I think is vastly different.